Picture this. The sun is scorching at the port of Miami. You're surrounded by thousands of people, a chaotic sea of rolling suitcases and brightly colored vacation shirts, all being funneled into a line that seems to go on for miles. You can almost feel the collective sigh of frustration. This is it. This is how your long-awaited cruise vacation officially begins. Waiting. An hour, maybe two, stuck in a hot, loud, crowded terminal. Your vacation bliss is just on the other side of that gangway, but it feels a world away. Now, what if I told you that you could skip that entire scene? What if, while everyone else accepts this waiting game as part of the deal, there was a secret path? A way to get from your Uber through security and onto that ship with a drink in your hand in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show. Today, I'm not just telling you it's possible. I'm giving you the exact 5-step blueprint I use every single time to bypass the crowds and start my vacation while everyone else is still checking their watches in line. That image of the endless line isn't an exaggeration. It's the reality for most people on Embarkation Day. They follow the rules, show up at their assigned time, and just accept the long wait. But here's the secret. The system is built for the masses, not for the smart traveler. I've spent years and dozens of cruises perfecting a method that consistently gets me from the curb to the Lido deck in under 10 minutes. It's not about luck, and you don't have to buy $1,000 suite to do it. It's all about preparation, strategy, and knowing how to use the cruise line's own tools in a way they don't exactly advertise. Most people think their boarding experience is completely out of their hands. They see that boarding time on their ticket and treat it like an appointment they can't miss. They print their papers, toss them in a bag, and just hope for the best. That right there is a recipe for delay. The trick isn't to break the rules, it's to understand them better than anyone else and turn the cruise line's process into your own personal express lane. So let's get into it. Here are the 5 critical hacks that have totally transformed my embarkation day from a stressful nightmare into a seamless start to my vacation. The biggest bottleneck in any cruise terminal is unprepared people. You know the scene. They're digging through a giant tote bag for a crumpled piece of paper, squinting at their phone trying to find a confirmation email, or getting turned away by a port agent because their check-in is incomplete. This is where our first and maybe most important hack comes in. You have to master the cruise line's mobile app. Thinking you can just show up with your papers is the number one mistake that will land you in the slowest possible line. Most people treat the app like an afterthought. They download it a day or two before the cruise, fill out a little bit of info, and think they'll just figure out the rest at the port. This is the wrong way to think about it. Your goal is to be so prepared that the terminal staff doesn't even have to talk to you. You want them to just scan your pass and wave you on through without a single question. So here's what you do. The second you book your cruise, I don't care if it's a year out or a month away, download the app and link your reservation. Then set a calendar alert for the day your check-in opens. For lines like Royal Caribbean or Disney, that's usually 30 to 45 days before you sail. For Carnival, it's more like 15 days. Be ready to check in the minute it opens, because this is key for our next hack. When check-in opens, you need to fill out every single field. Don't rush it. Upload a clear, passport-style security photo, not a blurry selfie from your car. Scan your passport, making sure the app captures everything. If it fails, just type it in manually. Add your credit card, fill out the emergency contacts, and when it pops up a day or two before sailing, complete the mandatory health questionnaire. Your mission is to get that 100% completion status in the app. That will generate your digital boarding pass. This is usually a QR code or a barcode. Before you even think about leaving for the port, screenshot that pass and save it to your phone's favorites. Don't count on having good cell service or Wi-Fi at the terminal. It's always terrible. When you arrive, you won't be fumbling with an app. You'll just have that screenshot open, brightness turned all the way up, ready to go. You've just digitally bypassed the biggest holdup in the entire terminal. Every cruiser gets an assigned boarding time. It might be 11:30 in the morning, 12 o'clock or 1:30 in the afternoon. And most people, being good rule followers, treat this time like it's set in stone. They plan their whole morning around it, showing up exactly when they're told. By doing that, they've unknowingly guaranteed they'll be arriving at the exact same time as a huge wave of other people. The cruise lines use these staggered times to manage the flow, but it just creates predictable traffic jams, usually between 11:30 and 1:30. The cruise line gives you this appointment, and honestly, you feel like you have to keep it, but really, you're just helping them with their logistics at the expense of your vacation time. As you're standing in that line, watching the ship loom over you, you can feel the minutes of your expensive vacation just ticking away. You see a few people breezing through another lane, and you wonder, what do they know that I don't? Well, it's not magic, it's just strategy. Here's how you play the timing to your advantage. This hack has two parts. First, like we just talked about, you have to complete your online check-in the second it opens. Why? Because the earliest boarding times are the first to disappear. You need to snag a 10:30 a.m. or 11 o'clock a.m. slot, whatever the earliest possible time is. This is your golden ticket. Having that early time on your boarding pass gives you the official excuse you need for the second part of this hack, showing up early. That's right, do not arrive at your assigned time, arrive it. If the terminal doors open at 10 o'clock a.m. and your slot is 11 o'clock a.m., you should be walking up at 10:15 a.m. Port agents are trying to get people through as smoothly as possible. If you show up totally prepared, with your pass ready and an early time on it, they are far more likely to just wave you into the security line than make you stand outside for 30 minutes. They're focused on finding the people who are unprepared, not punishing the people who are prepared. This little trick gets you ahead of that massive noon rush. You'll be through security and walking up the gangway while most other passengers are just getting out of their taxis. In a world of digital everything, it's easy to put all your faith in your phone. You've mastered the app, you've got your boarding pass screenshot, you're all set, right? Wrong. I have seen the look of pure panic on someone's face when their phone dies in the check-in line. I've watched families get pulled aside because the port scanner just wouldn't read the code on their screen. On the flip side, only having paper is just as risky. A sudden rainstorm can turn your printed documents into a soggy, unreadable mess. Getting everything else right and then being stopped by a dead battery or a little rain is infuriating. You'll get pulled out of the fast line and sent over to the customer service desk to get everything reprinted. That's not a 10-minute delay. That can be an hour-long ordeal, and all your hard work to get ahead is gone in an instant. The solution is to become a document double agent. You need to have both a complete digital set and a complete physical set of every important document. First, your digital arsenal. You've already got the screenshot of your boarding pass, but also save PDF versions of your cruise contract and luggage tags to your phone's files so you can access them offline. It's also a great idea to have a photo of your passport's info page saved on your phone. Okay, second, your physical arsenal. Seriously, print a hard copy of everything. That means a boarding pass for every single person in your group, plus your luggage tags. Some cruise lines, like Carnival and MSC, might even require a printed pass. So, never assume digital is enough. And don't just print them, prepare them. Attach your luggage tags to your suitcases before you even leave the house, using those clear plastic tag holders you can get online. This keeps them from getting ripped off. Then, put your printed boarding passes and passport copies in a waterproof travel folder. When you get to the check-in agent, lead with your phone. It's just faster, but the second there's any problem, a scanner glitch, a Wi-Fi issue, you don't panic. You just reach into your bag, pull out your folder, and hand over the paper copy. You have a backup for your backup. This makes you pretty much invincible to the most common embarkation day problems. To the average person, the cruise terminal looks like it has one path forward, a giant winding line that everyone has to suffer through together. But while you're shuffling along, you might see them, people walking right past you to a different, much shorter line. They disappear behind a sign you can't quite read, and poof, they're gone, on their way to the ship. It's honestly kind of frustrating. You just assume it's for people in the fanciest suites or with super high loyalty status, and you go back to waiting in your line. That feeling of being stuck in the slow lane is just awful, isn't it? It almost feels like you're missing out on some kind of secret, and honestly, the truth is, you probably are. Those priority lanes aren't just for the mega rich, and actually, getting access to them is a lot more common than you might think. The problem is that a lot of people who actually qualify for priority boarding don't even know it, or they just don't know how to use it. The signs can be pretty small, and if you're not really watching for them, you'll just get swept up in the main crowd. The solution here is to do a little detective work before you leave home to see if you might have access to this hidden pipeline. Priority boarding comes in a few flavors. First, loyalty status. If you've cruised with the same line a few times, it's a good idea to check your account online. Programs like Carnival's VIFP Club or Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor Society actually give you priority check-in once you hit a certain level, like Platinum or Diamond. So don't just assume you don't qualify. Make sure to double check. Second, you can often just buy it. Many cruise lines offer packages with priority boarding for an extra fee. Royal Caribbean has the key and Carnival has Faster to the Fun. These often come with other perks too, and honestly, the cost can be totally worth it just to skip the line, especially if you have kids. Third, if you booked a suite, you almost always get this perk. So here's the hack. Know your status, then be assertive at the port. Confirm if your booking, loyalty level, or any packages you bought grant you priority access. When you get to the terminal, don't just follow the herd. Actively look for signs that say priority, suites, the key, or diamond and platinum. They're usually off to the side. Walk right up and have your boarding pass ready. If you're not sure, just ask a port employee, "Hey, where's the check-in for Faster to the Fun?" A simple question like that can save you an hour or more. You have to be your own advocate to use this hack. You did it. You used the first 4 hacks perfectly, blew past the lines, and you're finally stepping onto that magnificent ship. But there's one last test. What do you do with your luggage? A lot of people drag their big heavy suitcases on board with them, struggling through crowded hallways. Others check all their bags at the curb, but now they have nothing. Their room won't be ready for hours, and their luggage might not show up until dinner, so they're stuck. They can't change, their swimsuit is in their check bag, and their phone charger is in a suitcase somewhere deep in the ship. Getting on the ship early is only half the battle. If you can't actually start your vacation, you've just traded one waiting room for another. You'll see these people wandering around looking lost, just waiting for the announcement that the rooms are open, while others are already splashing in the pool or sipping a cocktail on the deck. The solution is to become a carry-on commando. This means you split your luggage with military precision, your big suitcases with all your clothes and shoes. Tag those at home and hand them to the porters the second you get to the curb. Tip them a few bucks a bag and let them do the heavy lifting. Your secret weapon is your carry-on, and this isn't just a random bag. It's a strategically packed backpack or small roller bag with everything you need for the first 4 to 6 hours. This bag must have your essentials: your travel document folder, any medications, a portable phone charger, and sunglasses. But most importantly, it needs your instant vacation kit, a swimsuit, a change of clothes, or a cover-up and sunscreen. With this carry-on, your day looks completely different. You board the ship, and while everyone else is looking for a place to sit with their giant bags, you can head straight for the fun. You can find a restroom near the pool, change into your swimsuit, and grab a perfect lounge chair. You can be the first one down the water slide. You can hit the buffet, or even better, a less crowded spot that's open for lunch on day one. While everyone else is waiting for their vacation to start, yours already has. And that's it. That's the 5-hack system that turns the worst part of cruising into a 10-minute breeze. It's about mastering the app, playing the arrival time game, having backup documents, finding the hidden priority lanes, and packing a smart carry-on. This isn't just about saving an hour in line. It's about changing the entire vibe of your first day. It's about getting rid of the stress and replacing it with pure immediate vacation mode. You can be that person sitting by the pool with a drink, watching everyone else finally drag themselves on board an hour later, looking exhausted. That feeling right there is the real prize. If these hacks helped you feel more confident about your next cruise, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. It really lets me know I'm making stuff that actually helps you. And for more secrets that cruise lines don't want you to know, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, I want to hear from all you expert cruisers watching. What's your number one can't live without Embarkation Day hack? Did I miss anything? Share your best tips in the comments below. Let's help each other beat the lines and start our vacations the right way.